Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Shark of Shark Tank, he, right in the beginning, when this pandemic began, of course, I should be able to get PPP funds for my companies. Of course, other billionaires and millionaires should be able to raid the PPP program. We have a fiduciary duty. We have a fiduciary duty to our shareholders to try and get that money from the government. Then, when 10% of his companies got that money and he got his, all of a sudden, oh no, we should stop the program. Yeah, no, we shouldn't continue this program. Let the market decide. I mean, that is a level of not even hypocrisy. It's much worse than hypocrisy. Not even greed. It's much worse than greed. That is a hubris, a brazen hubris that maybe is only rivaled by somebody like Donald Trump in terms of the economic greed factor. But he ain't done, folks. He ain't done. Let's hear Kevin O'Leary's new suggestion today on how to move the economy forward.
I get questioned all the time, do I believe in bailouts of any kind? And the answer is yes. I would like to take care of people, not shareholders. So I would prefer to have a transitional support of unemployment for those that are leaving industries and sectors that are out of favor, like movie theaters, like certain restaurants that are never going to come back, like airlines, like cruise ships. I don't care about their shareholders. They made that investment, and unfortunately, that investment didn't work out. Happens to every shareholder. That's why you need diversification. But for people, I would like to see a $400 a week support for the next 14 months. We don't need the $1,200 check to everybody anymore because a lot of those people have now found work again. I'd rather support those that do not have a job. There's nothing worse than someone saying, I'd rather stay unemployed, the government's giving me free money. That doesn't make sense either. So 400 should work.
Oh, so 400. 400 should work. I'm rich. 400 should work. So I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start with this. First of all, we've already established he's a massive, massive fraud. We've already established he is a greedy hypocrite. We've already established that after he got his PPP money, that he then was like, no, we don't end the program. We don't need it. Let the market decide. Okay, so he's a greedy, hypocritical fraud. So now he says, for the people that have lost their jobs in movie theaters and airlines and all this, we need to support them to, in their retraining, the big neoliberal buzzword, they're retraining for other jobs. What's so interesting to me, first of all, I don't agree with just one extra $1,200 check. That's certainly not enough. So I'm not necessarily disagreeing with him. We need something more than a $1,200 check. But on what planet does this guy think that $400 a week? So let me ask you a question. Seriously. If for the next 14 months, you were given $400 a week from the federal government, add that on top of whatever paltry amount you could get from your state. Let's say your state is giving, I don't know, $150, $200 a week, if you're lucky. I've heard horror stories. I've been messaged by viewers getting less than that per week from their state. So let's say you're getting $400 a week from your federal government plus state. Let's round it to $200 a week. So that's $600 a week combined, right? $600 times 4, that's $1,200, $1,800. So that's about, let me do it on the calculator here. And this is the rosy picture. it wouldn't be this for everybody, depending on how much you get from your state unemployment. So that's $2,400 a month. $2,400 a month. Let's do $2,400 a month times 12. Wow, 28,800. So if you got $400 a week, federal government for the next 14 months, but let's just say for a year, $400 a week from the feds, and if you get money from your state, let's just say it's $200 a week from your state. In some cases, it's worse than that. So we're just between federal and state, $600 a week, times that by 4 weeks in a month. That's $2,400 times $2,400 a month times 12 months for a year. That's $28,800. Kevin O'Leary at the end of that video. Yeah, 400 will work. 400 will work. Let me ask you, how you doing on $28,800 for the year? I love how this guy says, yeah, and we'll help them retrain to get new jobs. What new jobs? What new jobs? I just showed you in the beginning of the show people talking about they can't find jobs. They've been unemployed for months. For some, without kids, maybe 28,800 they could survive. But if you have children, you got debt, student loans, healthcare debt, whatever your debt is, your rent, your groceries, or your mortgage, your car, you signing up for $28,000 for the next year? Besides the fact that it is outrageous that CNBC and ABC, they elevate these morally bankrupt people like Kevin O'Leary, who hoard, steal PPP money for themselves and their companies. This guy is a billionaire, and he stole PPP money that was meant for small business owners, that was meant for my parents who own a jewelry store, a small jewelry store, or your parents, or you who own an appliance store, or whatever, a barber shop. He stole that money, took it for himself. After he and his companies got that money that was meant for struggling small businesses, he has the audacity to say we should end the program. And now he says, yeah, $28,000 a year, that should work. $400 a week, if you're unemployed in the United Corporations of America, is not enough. It's not. Frankly, $2,000 a month UBI is not enough either. If you live in New York City, Chicago, LA, San Francisco, Portland, I mean, you name it, Philadelphia, DC, is $2,000 a month enough? It's better than nothing. But what this guy is advocating for, after he got his, is essentially take your poverty and enjoy it. Take your poverty and be happy. Take your poverty and deal with it. You know what he should be advocating if he actually gave a shit about his fellow citizens and man and woman? For the United States government, even though we don't have a government, we have the United Corporations of America. He should be advocating for the United States government to cover the payrolls of companies, just like Europe is doing, until there's a vaccine and until it is distributed fully. The government has the money We print money for war. We print money for tax cuts. We print money for subsidies to Goldman Sachs. We print money for subsidies to Pfizer and Raytheon and Facebook and Goldman Sachs. We print money for tax cuts for Trump and McConnell's donors. We print money for real estate developers and all the loopholes they get. We print the money for a whole lot of things. We could print the money for the government to just cover the payrolls so that we don't have to put people on unemployment. You wouldn't have to give people $400 a week in unemployment, $600 a week in unemployment. You wouldn't have to give them $2,000 a month UBI. They would just be getting the bulk of their salary. This is something that's possible, by the way. This is something that other civilized countries, like providing health care as a right as citizenship, are doing. But we can't do it because we have something called the corporate media that keeps us perpetually in this prism of we can't have nice things. Of nice things are radical. They're socialist. What every other country has? Oh, not in America. That's what the radicals do over there in Europe. Well, how is it that France is doing it, Germany's doing it, Italy's doing it, but we can't do it? Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.